There we go. We are live on all channels. Hello, Facebook friends, YouTube verse. I am here with the phenomenal Lana Kirtley, and she is here to talk to us about why it is time to get off the roller coaster.
Yeah, it really is time.
Who put me on this ride?
I don't know. Well, actually, I do know. Self put self on ride, and self needs to help get it off. But I'm here.
It's time to
Hold the
stop
brakes.
pointing the finger at
Yeah.
the fates of life,
Yeah.
the ill luck. Okay,
Yeah.
we're taking back control.
Well, and that's exactly what it is, Susie. And thank you very much for hosting this and this conversation. I really do appreciate it. So part of the deal with stress, hormones, emotions, your amazing life, is the fact of, first of all, empowering health journeys. I love sharing that there is an opportunity for something more. That it does not have to be this way, and we do not have to settle. And that's the whole idea between these 10 days. And this summit is 10 speakers over the next 10 days. Today was day one. Woot, woot. We did it. We did it. We did it without a whole bunch of tech issues.
I was going to say, and look at this smile, because Lana's not new to this rodeo. She's done this a couple of times. She is a master summit creator.
Wow.
And you're honoring your balance. It's difficult. Trust me, after my summit, I was laid out for a week. I was like, hold on my calls. I'm not up for this anymore. Because we push ourselves to the brink. We don't honor our needs until the body's like, we're going offline. So today's day one. We've got 10 speakers. What all are we looking at here? We've got
it's crazy. Yeah, we really do. It's a lovely bucket. I'm really pleased with just allowing the universe I put out the request, the invite, and the most wonderful speakers say yes. So today is Jody Cohen, Vibrant Blue Oils. It's essential oils. But she talks about when you're in the real crux of stress and health issues, is that there is still a way to help your body. When her insight that was just like, why didn't I think of that? Because she's way smarter than me. But that whole idea is that when you've been in a level of stress for so long that your body can't absorb the nutrients, even though you might be eating healthy. So that's utilizing the oils to help with the calm, to help with the sleep, so that you start to recover, you start to get that rejuvenating rest that the body needs to heal and carry on. So that's today. And if somebody's watching, the ticker down below, healsummits.com, you've still got about, let's see, where I live, it comes down at midnight. And speaker number 2, day 2 comes up at midnight. And that is Dr. Evan Hirsch. He is basically a fix your fatigue. And that was a really interesting conversation. He deals primarily with chronic fatigue and long haulers. And he says there's a lot more in common than most of us would first consider. He has a very interesting step-by-step on how to manage through it. And the last step includes I wonder if there's some toxic molds. I wonder if there's some heavy metals within you that you need to deal with. So really interesting conversation. Now I got to look at my post-it note list here to keep everybody in line. Day 3 is, I've got them all. I just can't keep them in order all the time. So a gal named Elaine Gibson, you and I both happen to know her. Her and I talk about hydration, the elixir of life, and how important that was in her world when she was diagnosed for a second time. The second time was 18 months after her 5-year clear. She got diagnosed for a second time, and she was stage 4. Instead of doing traditional, she chose to do the whole foods. She learned about the nutrients and the water and the quality of water. Really interesting conversation. Love that woman. The next one, day 1, 2, 3, 4. Day 4 is Dr. Joel Furman, nutritarian, he talks about whole plants, and he is very much primarily vegan, vegetarian, whichever just plants is. Really great conversation. He makes a great point in that. A couple of really funny, good points. Like the whole idea is, well, if you just want to lose weight and be skinny, cocaine will do that for you. And when he said that, I'm kind of like, well, he does have a point there. Like there's a difference between just being skinny and healthy. Right, exactly. So that was really cool.
And what does health mean to you? It's so important. I love it. And especially someone at his level, he's phenomenal, to be a little bit cheeky about it and be like, what are you really after?
Yeah, it was really good. The next gentleman is John Osipinski, and he is known as the lymph man, our lymphatic system. And there's something like 600 to 700 lymph nodes in our body, and that the brain one land right in here. And how important that is to get those suckers to drain, let alone what's in our armpits. Really cool insight. You have lymph nodes every place your body bends except for the wrist. Really weird. Really. Yeah, exactly. I should make that Saturday or Sunday's fun fact. There's my fun fact. Very cool. Monday the 7th is Dr. Carrie Lamb, and she talks about neuro, which is nervous, endo, which is hormones, metabolic, and that whole bucket of knowledge, that bucket of integration between all of those parts. Really cool lady. Jessica Lunshoff, Tam Vos. So next Tuesday, the 8th, is a live, and then we'll record it and upload it for people to listen to. Jessica come up with this platform that is it's kind of two parts. One is professional. So as a health coach person, I can get on and promote my business through it. But more so, it is for someone like myself as a citizen of the street, anywhere across the world, is that I can upload my test results. I can upload symptom issues. I can upload all of that stuff. It's extremely safe, like super, super safe. But if I happen to be traveling or going to a specialist in another city, I do not have to take copies of all these reports and documents and findings. I can either email them to the specialist I'm about to see, or I can open it up inside their office and say, well, it's this, and this. Really cool platform.
Information is everything. Information really is power. And we end up with test results from all different types of practitioners. So this is like bringing it all together. I love it. I love it. Using tech for good.
Yeah, exactly. I'm looking forward to that demonstration on the 8th. Then on the 9th is Dr. Amy Horniman. She calls herself the thyroid fixer. She was misdiagnosed 6 times before they finally got it figured out what was going on. So in her and I's conversation, we talk about not just TSH, which is actually the key to a signal, but we talk about free and something else. There's 2 forms of T3 and T4 in our body, and she teaches us how to document, to go to the local practitioner and say, I want testing done on these things so that we can get results, so that we get a better strategy. And
we have to have that total picture.
Yeah, absolutely. So she's great. And even within that conversation, we talked about, I finally found my words for not normal, how all these medical practitioners, and bless them, that's what I have access to within my community. And I appreciate something's a hell of a lot better than nothing. I'll take it. But the idea or the difference between normal, your numbers are in normal range as compared to your numbers being in optimal range. And we talked about more than once. And so I love that. And so that's next Thursday. Next Wednesday. On Thursday is Dr. Cindy Scholes. And she created this program that is called REST, little r, big R, EST. And it is it's so neat. So it's partly hypnotherapy, it's partly emotion code, it's partly muscle testing. And we talked about getting back to the original incident and not our recall of an incident, so that we can better understand what is maybe programmed. It's programmed from the perspective of, i.e., a 2-year-old that lost the pail in the sand pile. And as an adult, we all go, whatever, like, good God. But to a 2-year-old, depending on what else is happening, that they might not have had the skill set, or they might not have had, whatever, the mechanisms to deal with that. And so all of us adults can say, oh, for the love of God, get over it. But we don't know what is being programmed in that process. So
once it goes to that other than conscious, it's hard to root it out. And so so powerful. Those are all powerful methods in and of themselves. And
let alone the way she has created this program and built it together, and she's started training people. And I met her through a friend that is trained in this program. And so she's on stage. So it's quite lovely. And then last but not least, by any stretch of the imagination, next Friday is Dr. Deb Matthew. And we talk about perimenopause, and we talk about menopause. We talk about normal. We talk about optimal. And we talk about the possibility of custom blend hormone replacement. And all of these, none of these are strictly women. Yes, my focus is primarily women, but it's not strictly women. The reality is, to any gentleman listening in, or any woman going, I wonder if this is my husband, for the love of God, he's got hormones too. Ours are just a little more crazy. But the reality is that we all have hormones. We're all affected by stress.
Truth.
It all plays havoc on our mental health, on our physical health. And therefore, I really believe that every speaker's got a tidbit of wisdom to give every one of us. I'm just really happy with the bucket.
Oh yeah, the lineup really is phenomenal. And for folks who missed the beginning of it, if you're catching us midway, we're so glad that you're joining us. Lana's hosting her Stress, Hormones, Emotions, Your Amazing Life Summit. And the lineup is phenomenal, from fatigue and disrupted sleep to hormones and balancing, whether it's just our regular life stages or the influence of life. And you know me, I love to wax poetic about stress. Stress wreaks havoc on all of it. So these experts from all kinds of different fields, talking about tools you can find where you are, or tools you can find online. And Lana, your passion comes from your own experience, from walking your own path and finding these answers for yourself. And I love that your heart is in bringing this together to help people save themselves that misery, that journey, sitting in front of doctors who don't honor what the patient has to say, because we deserve to be the chief of our medical team. That's how I look at it, right? We need a panel, and everybody on that panel needs to honor what we're bringing to the table, what our experience is, even if it's invisible to them. Even if, like you say, what is optimal versus normal range on some of these hormone panels.
Well, it's back to, again, it's a female example, but I'll still go with it, is we think that a woman has to go through hot flashes, that most all women will go through hot flashes and night sweats. Bullshit. I'll call it 100 times.
Guys.
Sorry,
Lana's not my grammar punches. This is just how it is.
Sorry, but it's frustrating. It's like, this is a modern day phenomena. It is not a third world issue. It is just a first world crappy diet issue. It's a stress issue, and we can go through the phases with a lot more grace and dignity. You know, it's understanding what the heck is going on with polycystic ovary, what's going on maybe with erectile dysfunction. Let's be adults about this. This is reality. This is stuff that is happening. A lot of autoimmune diseases. What do we need to get out of our diet? What do we need to get into our diet? And things like the lymphatic system. This is another huge, absolutely huge. You do massage therapy as the other part of your skill set in life. So thank you. We used to think that the lymphatic system picked up less than 15% of the cellular waste. We now, not me, I just recently learned this. So I'm not sure the bigger we of society and the scientists now believe that it is over 50% of the cellular waste is picked up via the lymphatic system. That's a lot of, it is. It's a lot of the septic system that needs to be flowing correctly. And we can make those shifts. We can make those changes, whether you're male or female and you've got balding happening, whether you've either lost your vitality and your libido and whatever. Maybe there's a couple of hormones that are a little out of whack, and maybe we could do a little bit of testing and go, let's play around with that, let alone our putting into our toolbox things like you teach us in terms of, you've got the video mind movie. I call it mind movies.
Oh, yeah. Positive prime to,
thank you.
Right? Positive outlook is everything. And that neuroplasticity, what we're finding in neuroscience, so true. I love everything that you're saying. When we understand what is within our control to change, to modulate the dials, right? To reset the thermostat, instead of resigning ourselves to hot flashes and, running on empty or running
losing
11.
our cool over stuff that when we stand back and we're going, what the hell is that about? Like, really? That's not going to make a difference in 10 minutes, let alone 10 years. So really? Why am I losing my cool? Because I'm losing my cool.
Exactly. And, we don't have to be subject to all of those influences, stress, our hormone imbalance, all of that. If we can resolve that, if we can lighten the load in our stress bucket, then it's a lot easier to keep our emotional cool, to keep our relationships in balance, as as our work-life balance. We're not subject to everything that's coming at us on all levels.
Well, and as you and I were talking the other day, that retaining that power is mine. That health, I am chief CEO of my own health.
Yeah.
I know when I'm on top of the world, and I don't expect a flat line stable. I expect gently rolling, not frickin' mountains of it.
Time to get off the roller coaster.
Yeah, that's right.
Roller coaster.
Right. How many? This is from your stage and your prop. You know all these songs, so yeah.
I'm just back from a road trip. I've been just like random song, soundtrack all weekend.
Good job.
But this event is free if you just want to drop in and see what is inside. But if you go VIP, if you invest a very small fee in all of this goodness, you get to add this to your library, and you get to then absorb what's relevant to you now and what comes up later, because we learn in levels, right? We heal as if peeling the layers of the onion. So it might be right now, all you can wrap your head around is, how do I get a better night's sleep? Next month, it might be, okay, is this personalized or customized hormone replacement therapy? It's finally not a bad word, right? We get to get back into this, and the potential of it is phenomenal. So these tools that Lana has collected and these experts are phenomenal. I love the spectrum that you've brought together for this. And it's not a stressful online event. You're not overwhelmed by trying to get every interview and maxing yourself out. It's one person a day. You can take it in.
It's less than an hour recording time. So it's not a whole bunch of complicated steps. It's register, You get an email, you get to listen to that day. Tomorrow, you'll get another email. You get to go in, listen to the day. You carry on. If you want to do VIP, then after the event is done, you'll get the recordings in a library, so you can always go back. It's not you have to download it. Plus, all the speaker gifts.
Wait, there's more.
Yeah, all the speaker gifts. So you can grab those now, but then that's not help on a shelf. That is the fact that you can get back at them when you need them, i.e., oh my God, I think it's time to do some hormone testing. What did she say to do? What was that whole test?
Switch?
Yeah, exactly. There was a 3, there was a 4, but there was something Lana couldn't even remember. So yeah, all of those things. Plus the VIPs get a notebook to help with notes throughout the week. Plus we have a workbook for everybody because there'll be workshops coming down the line to help people build their strategy, not just think about it. Let's build it. Let's get it set up. So that's what's happening.
Plus, I keep waiting for you to drop the best part. You haven't even gotten to it yet because there's so much. You've got your Q&A sessions.
Oh, yes.
For VIPs.
Yes.
Others may be able to watch, but the VIPs get to be in the room.
In the room. They get to come. So we've got 3, more than 3 now. We've had to add to it because of speaker interest. So we've got Q&A sessions that are set up, and which speakers are coming to those Q&A sessions. And VIPs get to come sit in the room and ask whatever questions they want to ask of the guest speakers that are there. So you could come in and ask Dr. Furman. You could come in and ask Dr. Hirsch. You could ask Dr. Carey. You can ask you can ask them all. You can ask whoever's sitting at the table at that point in time as a VIP. And I think that's kind of, they can't diagnose and treat and cure in a 5-minute conversation, but to have some clarity is kind of nice.
Clarity and hope and empowerment and options.
Yes.
It's the whole enchilada.
Yep. It really is. I've tried.
So I'm so excited, Lana. It's, again, the Stress, Hormones, Emotions, Your Amazing Life Summit. And Lana has walked through this journey. She is trying to give you the shortcut to solutions. And your previous events have been phenomenal. I'm so excited about this one. Today's day 1. So you haven't missed much yet. You've got 9 more experts to go, and there's still time to catch day 1.
Yep, there is.
Absolutely.
Now.
It's on the
We've
banner.
Tested. Yep, the emails are coming through within 4 minutes. So woohoo on tech work and smoothing it out. But yeah, it's kind of humbling at times. For anybody listening in, it can be a really lonely journey to have that inkling of, I wonder if there's something more, something different, something better. But where do you start and where do you dig and how do you trust? And I mean, over the last couple of years, we've definitely learned that there can be a whole bucket of mixed messaging. I want people to understand that I don't advocate for one special this way or that way or this way or that way. I believe that we are unique. I always keep in the back of my mind, this is maybe a weak analogy, but it's one I use quite often, is one size does not fit all. Moo-moo for a mouse and a moo-moo for an elephant are different sized moo-moos. Just saying. So I know that's a very interesting analogy, but it works in my brain. The fact is that I don't know, but I will stand beside anybody and anyone that steps forward and says, Lana, please help. I'll stand beside you and say, let's keep figuring this out. What's working for you? What's not working for you? I think you need to talk to this person. Okay, come back to me when you're done talking to that person. Do you need more support? Because there's, what are you eating? How are you sleeping? It's not just one thing that'll fix everything else. It's a bunch of pieces. I think of it like a Rubik's Cube, you know, the Rubik's Cube, and you got to move it this way and then you got to move it that way. I just want to take the stickers all off, put all the colors on one side, put all the red on another side, put all the blue on another side, turn the yellow, turn the white, whatever the other colors are, because all those moves, I can remember being in that space, and it's like, I don't know what worked and what didn't work. So I had to stop and say, okay, give it a couple of weeks, be patient with this process, knowing that I didn't get into this health crisis in a 2-week time period. So I'm not going to fully get out of it in a 2-week time period. But I know that there was some big steps that I made that were game changers for me. And so I'm just here to say, okay, I think it's time for this next step for you. Are you ready? Let's jump in together. So
I love it. We need those trail guides, those vision holders, those cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially the ones who can really empathize with the journey. Lana, I'm so excited. I'm so proud of what you created, and I'm excited to be tuned in this week and drink all of this information in. Thank you for joining me today to share about it.
Thank you, beautiful.
Oh, it is my pleasure. I will make sure the link is right here in the comments too, so you can click on it, but it's also been on the banner. And tune in this week. We'll see you online and in the Zoom room.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Take care.
Take care, everybody. See you soon.